What's up, guys? Welcome to today's episode on relationship tools. My name is Vic, and I'm glad to welcome you to today's show. Today we are going to be addressing reasons why your partner is going to leave you very soon if you're not going to change the game. And I'm also glad to have been joined by the technical experts here. So I invite you to join us, and also ensure that you subscribe and share this video, and also hit the like button so that every time we release a new video you get that notification. So thank you so much. Karibuni sana. We'll start by welcoming the experts here with me. From on my right side I have
Professor Casper here.
Professor Casper, karibu sana.
Yeah.
And my left side I also have
Dr. T.
Dr. Otty.
Yeah.
So karibuni sana. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. So as I've said, that we are going to discuss reasons why your partner is going to leave you very soon. And as you know, relationships nowadays are getting so complicated due to the nature of human beings. You know, human beings are so dynamic, and you cannot anticipate what you're going to get from them today or tomorrow. So without exhausting the topic, I would invite Professor Casper here to give a brief introduction of what he does, and then give us the first point as to why you think the relationships are getting these challenges nowadays. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Okay, for the start, I'm a professor in relationship research, and I also do other researches in most institutions. So I like working as an assistant research to many institutions and various topics, especially which are related to psychology and psychometric analysis. Those are my major areas, though I just do research even in other fields. Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, what you are asking is so interesting, because if we realize that from creation, or even when a child is born, the first thing we look at is, somebody will ask you what kind of child was born. Now they don't want to know even whether it is fat, slim. They want to know their sex.
We don't count the fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, they even don't count whether all fingers are there. They don't even look at the eyes. The first thing they will look at, what kind of child was born, the gender. So that means sex plays a very big role in our society. And I think because of that sexual issue in a family, then your partner is going to leave you on how maybe you handle them. For instance, we take little time as parents, very little time as partners. I know you don't even discuss these issues of sex with your wife. Like, now let us discuss how did we perform, all those things. We don't talk about them. So you die with them in your heart, and then you're like, okay, maybe I can consult someone else, because now we fear talking about sex, especially here in Africa. We fear discussing that thing.
Thank you, thank you, Casper. And but so that we narrow down to the real issues. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about satisfaction? Are we talking about you know, we were supposed to get a girl and we got a boy, so what went wrong? What are the issues?
Yeah, now, since sex is integral to the growth of the community, the main issue in a marriage setup, or why most relationships fail, is you find that if it is a girl in a relationship, when a boy is asking for sex, problems start from there. Like, in a relationship, we were not supposed to have sex. I need your money, but I don't want the sex. So sex part becomes an issue. Also, you find that this issue of marrying people who have experience in this field of sex, like a girl has kissed many frogs before reaching the main frog.
And
So,
vice versa.
yeah. And the boy has also
Been kissed by frogs.
been kissed by many girls, being a major frog.
Yeah.
So you find that you get different sexual experiences.
Yeah.
By the time you go and settle down to this partner of yours, you want someone who is kissing like Otieno. He is very romantic like our host Vicky. He is generous like Professor. He is tall like Omondi, you see. And you cannot get all these descriptions from
One person.
one person. Automatically, that leads to dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
Immediately you get dissatisfied. What happens? You will start cheating, looking for those things you're missing in a relationship then.
Thank you, Professor.
You walk out.
Thank you, Professor. Maybe I can even, bring this over to Dr. Otty as we are talking about issues to do with sex. Do you think that satisfaction, partner satisfaction, especially ladies are the ones who normally complain about satisfaction, do you think that can be a major issue as well? As you also introduce yourself, of course.
Okay. I'm Dr. Otty. I'm a senior educator. I've worked, I'm counseling different students, pupils in primary, students, and you now the student in life. Yeah, so we are trying to sort your marriage issue. Yeah, so I'm tending to agree with the Prof here about the issue of sexuality. Yeah, that is, they say that it is in our mind. Yeah, it is planted in the mind. So, while responding to the question that our host, Victor Chits, has asked here, that do I agree that satisfaction is a problem here? Modern life, maybe it could be, but when we try to review life from the past, yeah, I don't think that it was on the side of women, because we were living in polygamy. So it means that one man could satisfy more than 4 wives. Some had even, in our area we had somebody called a Kukudenja, who had like 59 wives. He even wanted to remarry some, and others were telling him that, I'm already your wife. He never knew the God. So that issue of satisfaction, I think, just like they say that sex is in the mind, like people are prepared, like I'm not satisfied, something like that. But let us agree to it that the main purpose of sex should be for procreation. Let us be like other animals.
Actually, Dr. Otty, I think, as my view, this is my view. You have said women are the ones who complain most that they are not satisfied. They are not supposed to get satisfied. It's men who should be satisfied. Sex was made for men. It was not made for women.
You ladies who are watching this, hit the comment section and let us have your view, because you are the ones who normally come ranting that, my guy doesn't do this and this, I need to be touchy and that. But I also bring this as a topic by itself so that we don't belabor the point so much. Let's move on to the next point, please, and Dr. Otty.
Okay, if we don't pay a lot of attention, your partner could be leaving you soon. We got to the first point about that, and now if we don't work on our diversity, we have different cultures. We find that we are free to marry from anywhere, any race, any culture, any ethnic community. But
including religion.
Including religion, all of them. We need to match. We need to make. Take the positive parts of our diversity. But here you find whereby I am a Luo. I go marry from maybe out of Kenya, maybe Wasukuma in Tanzania. You'll find that the things that my community do are completely different with where my wife is coming from. and the expectation will be different. You find that we are used to paying maybe 4 goats as a dowry price. Then you go to Tanzania, you find that they want like 100, I mean like maybe 10 cows. I'm just talking about Tanzania, but I know another country, South Sudan, they pay up to 200 heads of cows.
Yeah. 200 heads of cows?
Yeah. Okay. For a wife? Yeah. So
that is buying a
wife. So that is a culture clash.
Yeah.
So that culture clash, you'll find that even the naming, there's naming rights. You can find that in most African communities, the fathers have it. But you'll get that other communities, and with the civilization that is coming, you find that ladies want to chip in the names that they find in the movies. They want to add them into. And you have been looking for a child to rename, to keep the, because the main reason for marriage and relationship is we want to keep the fire burning. So you want to rename your father so that that name, that generation is not lost. And the wife wants to give the name Di Mario, maybe a movie star. So those ones are the clashes that can come. And then when it comes to adoption of the name, you have your surname, I'm Otty, and the ladies want to retain the name of the father. So these are the things that can bring us, they are not bringing unity. This means that we have some competition. And if we don't find a way of ironing this, including religion. We know that everyone has a right, but it should be a unifying factor in our marriage. Like you going to this church, and I'm going to maybe a mosque or different areas. This will truly destabilize our.
But Dr. Otty, you talked about the issues of intermarriages and also culture coming in there. You're also not ignoring the fact that you also have religion. But of course, because we have practices which are very important in one community, that when say a daughter from another community is coming to this community, these kind of rituals have to be done. And of course, maybe the other community may not really be supporting that kind of practice. What do you think would be the best way to circumvent around all that as we try to look for a solution?
Such a nice question. We are not only here to tell you the reason why you are going to lose, but to lose your partner, but we are helping you to find solution to such problems. So in this issue, it is about embracing other people's culture. No one is right when it comes to religion, when it comes to culture. But we have got positivities in them. So it is about respecting other people's culture. So don't try to make yours. But
Dr. I might object to your point. Because some of cultures are punitive to other parties. There are cultures you find like they focus mostly on the man, and the conditions they set out, they are supposed to punish you, which you don't even get from your home. All others are punitive to ladies. Okay, so you find that as a lady you have no say. For instance, if
let me give a very good example. In I think in James. James is a community, and in that community, young men before they marry, they are required to go to a battlefield and fight. And you are coming from, I don't know, whatever you're coming
from the highlands.
From the highlands,
where we dig,
and you're required, for you to be able to get a woman from James, you are required to also go and fight. How do you come out of that, and what are the ways?
Okay, I got your point, including the professor's point, is that some cultures tend to be punitive, maybe to one party or the other. But here, it's about doing away with outdated cultures. I've talked about embracing cultures that have values, not all cultures. Other cultures were only having their time in the past. There are cultures that cannot live. For example, in our Luo culture, yeah, we are Europeans, we share that community with Obama.
But do I see?
Okay, so you get that a lady is, I mean, my mom or my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law should not share, should not sleep under the same roof as me. Yeah. In the past, people were operating within small units, but now I have a mansion. Why do I have to take my mom away? Yeah. So it means that these cultures, this such like culture, are outdated. We need to do away with them. Yeah. We need to do away with them. So we embrace, we work on the cultures that can bring us together. Yeah.
I think if I'm going to walk out of a marriage, is I come and love you, and we don't talk anything about that culture of yours. Once you start bringing your nonsense that our culture does this, our culture that, and then we'll be like,
okay. Then lastly, we also need to know that the person who has left his or her home for another person. So as it is said that when you go to Rome, you do as Romans do. Yeah. So if you have joined other people, you are part of them. So it is about that time that you need to abandon some culture and be part of them, because that is your new home. From biblical thing, religious thing, I know Muslim and Christians, we are together in this. We know the story of Ruth. Yeah. When she left her people, she joined another people. That is the culture that she took. Yeah. Yeah, so it is important that you negotiate, but when you are a wife, you have joined your people, those ones are your people. You are no longer with the other people. Yeah.
I agree with you, Dr. Otty, but of course, let's not use culture to make excuses in our relationships. You know, you do something wrong and you say, it is our culture that, normally allow us to do this. But also, let's hear your views, guys, and, let's also have this discussion on the comment box, and we'll get back to you on the next videos about your responses to this issue of culture. But moving on, Professor Casper, what is the other issue that maybe you would want to address?
Actually, if there's something that is very lambad, widespread, is the issue of infidelity from relationships, marriages. People are complaining that I'm going to leave you because you are cheating on me. So I think especially all over the world except the Asian countries, the Western country, Africa, some parts of Africa not much, and the Europe part of it, you'll find that cheating has become a culture. And now we are in the business of asking when is my partner going to cheat on me, so that I can move out this relationship. So actually I'm of the view, because now that cheating is almost getting normalized, and the society, leadership, everything is quiet about it. Even the church, they will tell you, okay, cheating is wrong, but they are not giving you the steps which is necessary. I think we should reflect back and go to our culture. We should get rid of these women that men cheat with.
Professor, let me thank you so much because of bringing this out, and of course we can all agree here that cheating has become the order of the day. But of course everything has its own root cause. Dr. Otty, I cannot just wake up tomorrow and decide I'm going to cheat my partner. There must have been something that maybe my partner did to me, so that maybe I'm seeking revenge, or he didn't do enough, and possibly we didn't get an avenue or platform to discuss this better. So I'm thinking
you can even include
what are some of these underlying issues that you think maybe they can be a reason of why people are cheating.
Okay. In fact, when we talk about one of the main reasons why our relationships are ending prematurely, mostly it is about infidelity. That is cheating. Okay, this one mainly happened because of failing to know one another. There's this thing that we call courtship. We need to know the person we are marrying. Yeah. I think some terms of wedding should be withdrawn. Like you get that you are only entitled to sex after wedding. Yeah. It means that you are buying a car without road test. Yeah.
So if you are pastor here, you saying that, my friend, you'll be banished.
Okay. We are trying to solve the issues because you realize that we get what we never bargained for. Yeah. So the best way that we can solve this part is by getting to know each other. Like we can this courtship thing that we are overlooking. Yeah. We bypass it. Like you meet somebody in a club, you meet at church, you don't get to know a lot about somebody. You don't get to know their sexual desire, their satisfaction, and other things. And you don't. There are other people. You might think that there are people who flirt or who are just like they are funny. You might confuse them to be cheating, while that is the way that they talk to any other person.
But don't you think, Dr. Ari, or even Professor, don't you think that once you get yourself into a relationship, there is a way that you're supposed now to conduct yourself, such that you're not flirting with everybody, to create a perception that you're still giving them room to, you still have room for them to to be able to have multiple relationships with them or something like that.
I think the general competition, like there are people who are also looking for excuses and scapegoats to abandon their marriages. Yeah, so they'll use this one as a tool because there are limits that you need to operate. Like once you're married, you should know that we need to reach this limit. And with another person, we need to reach this limit. But here comes a case whereby we have competition. In fact, there is an issue. There is a time that I was in Oma Bay. I was solving another case. Yeah, a wife accused the husband of cheating. Yeah, so they said that, you want to bring for me HIV? Yeah, okay. Also so. Come with the diarrhea, I will come with the vomit. Yeah. So you see, this is now competition. Like she goes for what you do. This is like, an eye for an eye, revenge. Like, and who will suffer in this case? When the parents die, the children will be left orphans.
Very true, Dr. Otty. And of course, this is not only on relationships, because I want to come back to you, Casper. And this gets me back to the issue of sex and issue of satisfaction, because as far as you're talking about, cheating and all that, would you think that there are levels that we should, in a relationship, that partners should sit down and discuss that I feel like you're not doing this better, and I think should improve on this point, or what is the optimum level of performance so that you ensure that your partner is not cheating?
Okay, on my view is women are overburdening men. They want you to go look for food for them, and again you come and try to satisfy them sexually, of which it should be the other way. They should satisfy you sexually.
Okay. In reality, let's be realistic. And we are all men here. Good thing that we are not gender balanced. We should. Next time we invite our
ladies.
So that you also hear their opinions, because I think they are now getting biased. But the truth of the thing, let us be true here, that a man can even take 5 minutes for them to get satisfied.
Of course, men get. I've never seen a man. But I thank you, Chiti, for that good question. To some extent, I think there should be some discussion about the level of satisfaction. But on my side, I feel that women are burdening men. You just go, look for money, feed them. At the same time, now you start sitting down and discussing something about satisfaction. And they should actually be the ones to satisfy you. So, and this problem goes back to the sexual aspect. If actually you could have married this lady as a virgin, of which I believe God had an intention by just putting virginity to women, not men. If you marry this lady as a virgin, then she will get adapted to your style of doing sex, and she will always get satisfied. But now, if they go for machine guns, there are some people who do things, crazy things, and then maybe you're a polite guy. You see, there's this aspect of sex that is not usually very spoken about, but it is one of the reasons why these women go out looking for what they are not getting, because they got used to some nasty kind of sex. Like now, if you go to marry someone from the States, my friend, you might not satisfy those women. I'm saying, okay, maybe you can get those well modeled, but their style of handling the sex issue is different from the ones that we are used to here in Africa.
And I think, Professor Casper, that is where you should now get to know your partner and, you know, try to know exactly what are their dislikes, what are their likes, where do you want me to touch you, so for you to feel like, you know, think like those.
Yeah, you can discuss that. You can discuss on how maybe I can turn you on, turn you off. These aspects I usually hear. Dr. Otty, sometimes in some show I saw him talking about, you know, you should discuss about these steps. And I say, no. Doctor, sometimes you are giving us men a lot of burden. Today we talk about sex in the house, we talk about food in the house, we talk about this and that. And what are women doing? They're supposed to satisfy us, and that's all.
in a general perspective, Dr. Otty, between men and women in relationships or marriages, who do you think they cheat the most, and why do you think that would be the reason?
Okay, when we talk about this issue of satisfaction, partly I'm agreeing with the Prof, but not only, because he talks about virgin, like if we get the ladies when they are virgin, but we need to embrace our society as it is. People marry and divorce, separate. When you separate, you'll no longer be a virgin, and now that is the wife you have or the partner you have. So you have to address it as it is. So it is about like okay, we should not focus on one thing, because the fire that drives our home is that part of sexuality. So we should not put all efforts on looking for food alone, like talking about being overburdened, but ladies usually, okay, when we look at satisfaction in this era, the people who complain mostly are ladies, and it looks like that question is true. Looking at how our society is trying to respond to it. We look at these things which we call, this energizer, we call them, the Viagra things.
The blue pills.
The blue pills. When you look at it, you find that they are devices, they are made for men. So it means that men is like we have agreed that we are the people who are not satisfying the other side. And even when we follow the herbalist way, you'll find that herbalists they make their concoction of things that add manpower. So it means I've never seen them making things that are answering women. So it means that we need to up our game. We have to accept it, and we need to ask our women, how should we improve? And men also. Let us not die with this pressure, like the pressure of not like it is about you first, not about another person. Most of us have got underlying diseases. Like high blood pressure. Lately here in Kenya, Nairobi, mostly we have seen a lot of men dying after consuming those blue pills. In just to impress one person. No. It is not about like, okay, there are people you cannot satisfy. So do your part, do your genuine 20 seconds, and
Professor Casper.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dr.
Professor Casper. Men cheat out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And women cheat out of dissatisfaction. How true is that statement according to you?
That statement is 80% true. Men cheat out of curiosity. And that's why you'll find in a house of a lady, including your house if you have a wife, you will find 10 boxes of clothes. And your wife will tell you, I don't have clothes. So you will keep on wondering, what are these? Are they rags or what they are? So you find that most women are dressed to impress men. And I think Dr. Otty, who is well versed with culture, can also talk about something of dressing. If we realize that dressing was one of the issues that has been addressed in the patriarchal societies, but nowadays, out of the affirmative action, we have this slogan that my dress, my choice. So if you see a girl advertising herself, she has dressed well, and they usually dress in a way that attracts us men. What do you want us to do?
Get attracted.
Obviously, you have to get attracted, and that one leads to discussion. Can I talk to you? And now they increase that rate of infidelity because they have attracted you, and you're like, okay, if you don't seduce her now, you're not a man enough. So you have to say something so that maybe she can feel. So, and you find that the areas these girls expose are the areas they know have sexual connotation. Their chest. They have some kind of clothes they wear, the hips, some of them even have the artificial ones.
Let's talk about cleavage.
Cleavages. So they want to make sure that they torment you sexually. Actually, it should be recorded as a sexual assault, actually. So, and then they expect that you will come and not seduce them. If you seduce them, now it leads to other issues. Your wife will find out. It will come into economical burden because you have to maintain them and try maybe to impress them. There's a lot of stuff that comes with that infidelity. And I think that contributes also to you moving out. And also, if your wife, for instance, is complaining about you not satisfying her sexually, but everything you are doing it, then Dr. T, you can agree with me. If you get a girl who is not complaining and she's ready to give you everything, won't you walk out of that relationship?
You wouldn't.
I will walk yesterday.
but we've talked about all these issues of cheating and curiosity, dissatisfaction, and all that. Dr. T, what is the solution? What is the way out?
Okay, one thing is that let me react on how Prof has talked. So, one thing about men, what men need most is what we call peace of mind. So, peace of mind. That is what can make them, when in pursuit for that, they can even live a beautiful wife. And we also talked about he has talked about ladies exposing us to this kind of culture of infidelity by exposing themselves in a manner that is suggestive. But some of our ladies cannot be noticed when they don't do that. So there are others who have to do that. Without doing that, you won't notice them. So in some religion, I would appreciate them. Like I've interacted with people, Muslim friends. It is they cannot arouse you in such manners. I don't subscribe to Professor Dr. War in this manner, but I like the dressing in his church. It is a good dressing. Like you cannot come from club and join church. We know the person who has come from church. So when we talk about when we come to solving this issue, like You asked about,
like what should we do now?
Yeah, to do away with infidelity. Yeah. So I think it is about when we are taking our vows, we talk about in good times and bad times. So we need to be satisfied with what we have. Yeah.
Of which I'm against those vows.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
it's a waste of time.
Yeah, you were wasting time lying to someone in the day. In fact, in traditional African society, even in the tradition of the Jewish or another culture, those things of vows were not there. Because they knew clearly that they will not keep their word.
Okay. Okay, if you know that you cannot keep your word, there's no reason why you should take the vows. But now, in a good time or in a bad time. But sometimes you find that we have got underlying medical issues. So sometimes we need to visit, the medical doctor to tell us the problem. Yeah, we have got things like premature ejaculation, and sometimes you find that those issues, there are others which we should not just be. We should take this bravado out, like we say that, okay, I have this problem, let us find a way of solving it. Yeah, medical. Yeah, medical.
Actually,
yes.
I don't think that's a problem.
Yes.
Because that's the nature of men. The problem is the aunties in the African society, they were supposed to teach these women during the seclusion period on how even to play sex with their partners. Is there that thing nowadays?
Well, I think we no longer have such aunties, because the aunties we are talking about are the ones who are competing with their daughter on how to get that man. But in a clear picture, honestly, what Dr. Otty is trying to bring out here is very true. That if you know that you have an issue, and feel free to discuss it with your partner. See what are the ways that you can improve, so that if you need medical assistance, then you can seek that out. But I will also talk about lifestyle, because we are talking about
Chiti, let me ask you.
Before I see
that's whatever he's saying about doctors.
Yes.
Doctors are going to prescribe to you medicine which is natural. If you go to our it's extracted, even those the brew beers, they are extracted from plants or something. These things are not made from heaven.
Very true.
So now the traditional African society had those women had specific meals for their husbands, which could make them perform.
Yeah, I agree.
These young girls we have here, they don't even know what to cook with their husbands.
Actually, I was getting to that point, and I wanted to talk about actually your lifestyle, because it contributes a lot as a man to how you end up performing. Peace of mind, Dr. Otty talked about it. Because for you to be able to perform optimally, you need to also not have a lot of stress, so that you focus your energy towards that. And I can tell you, exactly one round is like climbing Mount Kenya and coming back.
It is equivalent to 14 kilometers.
So you see the kind of energy that involves. But lifestyle, talk about lifestyle, and how do you think a man should live, so that maybe you are able, in as much as you know that you go for 2 seconds, at least you can one day and surprise your partner and go for 2 minutes.
Just make it a change.
Even if it is even if it is 2 seconds, when you surprise this gender, they will ask you, where did you learn this? There's no way you can satisfy a woman. You perform, they complain. You don't perform.
What do you have to talk about lifestyle?
So here, when we talk about lifestyle, there are things that people used to do in the past that we do not do. Like nowadays, we have got this kind of our lifestyle. We call it sedentary. Like you can sit down. We do not do any exercise. Our forefathers used to hunt, they run, they go for raid, they go for wrestling. Wrestling is not a new, it was even in our traditional African culture. So they had ways through which that could help them to have, things like weight loss. But now the professions that we have, some are keeping us indoors, and we end up, I mean, getting a lot of weight, yeah, that cannot support our sex. I mean, the level of sex that our partners might want, yeah. So, I like how Prof has thrown the blame to ladies. Yeah. Lifestyle, we cannot talk about lifestyle without talking about food. In fact, there is a photo that I saw from an American man, a photo taken in 1970, yeah, on a beach. In that photo, there is not even a single person who is fat. Yeah. So as much as we are blaming our women for the food that they bring for us, the food industry also is the cause of this. The fast food that we have nowadays are
the KFC.
I don't know the companies, but what I know about them, they are the cause of the problem that we have. They are the food that do not improve our urge. And then you can find that sometimes the drugs that we do, there are things like cat, mirror, it will take your mind out of sex completely, if you can't sleep well, it will.
But also, I think I should include the issue of that woman, although you don't like that. You see, when women leave the house, they get dressed in a sex way. They just go move up and down, and men are knocking posts here and there. But when they come in the house, first of all, that hair which brings beauty, they go and get some socks they put in the head. And then when it comes to those short clothes, which they are supposed to wear so that now you get sexual arousal.
They get a lesson.
They bring a reso and then they tie everything. So they bring sweaters. They tie.
So the actual person who is supposed to see is not
seeing it. So now you will not even satisfy them sexually, because by the time you are going to bed, my friend, you don't even have any feeling for them.
Guys, we are talking about this issue and it's getting, it's getting overwhelming. We can discuss this until tomorrow, but let me hear your views again, as I'm saying, because I'll have a whole discussion about sex and satisfaction in our relationships. I'll bring it separately so that we now exhaust the whole of this point. But I want us to move on, and so that we also try to wind up, because our time is up. What is the next point, Dr. Otty, that bring about these challenges that you are facing in our relationship?
The other area that we have is interference from extended family and friends, which comes with an expectation. There's a way that our extended family, like you'll find that the mother-in-laws, I usually have a problem. I do not understand why. I've never had the problem between brother and father-in-law. This fight is always between mother-in-law and the woman. So you'll find that the mother, your mom or the mother-in-law will come and tell you that, this kind of food should not be cooked for my son. He lived when he was young. I was cooking this food. You need not to cook food like that. So there's a way that you need to, like, there are some limits that you need to allow your friends and extended family to get into your relationship. If you allow them to get too deep, that is another exit door that you are creating for your spouse. She would leave you or he would leave you, because these people there's a way that they have made their script, and they want it to end like that. They would come, you marry, you take like 2 years without a child, the question would come. Hey, our son, like, this lady whom you married was like, there's no patience here.
But if I can ask you, Dr. because you have to strike a balance between, ensuring that you still keep the relationship between your family or your relationship and the relatives. How do you get that balance so that you don't end up restricting your relatives and end up being alone because, of course, you cannot live without your family. How do you strike that balance so that to ensure that there's that continuity in relationship as much as your marriage or relationship is also going on?
A very good question. That is why I've emphasized on the point of limit. Yeah, you cannot edge them away. These are part of you. Yeah, but they need to get to some limit. Like, if I talk as a Christian, there are some chapters talking about a man shall leave the parents, and the two will be together. Yeah, so the two will become one. So now in this case you are one. Yeah, so there are some issues that an outsider should not delve in. Yeah, unless you ask for a support. Yeah,
correct.
But if you let other people to snoop, to bring their nose too deep, that is the time that the problem will come. Yeah. So the extended family and the friends, they need to know their limits. Yeah.
But he's talking about limits.
Yeah.
And knowing when not to let your friends or relatives poke their noses in your relationship.
Yeah.
But if I could ask you, Casper, whose responsibility is it to bring these limits in relationships? Is it a woman's responsibility or the man being the head of the union?
First, I think the responsibility is to the reader. That's the man. You have to outline how you expect your wife to relate to your parents and your brothers. You have to protect her as a man, so that you don't give room for your brothers and your mother to take control. But at the same time, ensuring that there's respect between your mother and your wife. Like, she has to know what she should not do to your parent and what she should do. But when it comes to the side of your wife, I think most women are liars. When they get married to their partners, they tend to cheat or to lie to their parents. I've gotten married, and this idea of maybe getting married to a good man, a man who is rich, when they are staying in a slum somewhere. So she doesn't want to be honest to the parents that I'm married to a hustler. Someone, let me not use the term hustler, actually someone who
find it difficult,
who is trying to come up with life. So you can give us some support, or you can give us some room. We establish ourselves so that you can come in. Now, when you marry and they have raised the expectations of the in-laws, you will always get phone calls. Oh, my son-in-law, we have this or that. If you are not responding now, they'll be like, what's wrong with you guys? Why are you not responding? And we know you are living a good life. So if ladies could become honest to the parents and try to talk to them and tell them, this is what it is. And you guys started from here. Can you give us some room? With time we will
even
support you. Yeah, even support. Sometimes we will come and...
What about, that interference can come even from the father, the husband side?
Yeah, the husband side. Actually,
so the husband also is lying in that case?
No, the husband is not lying, but you find that the in-laws from the husband side, I can blame men on one issue. When you are a young man, even when sometimes you go dating, you find that you just go and give everything you earn to a lady. So you put some expectations, like you have money. And the same happens to your parents. Before you get married, you support them financially. But once you marry, now that support will